right. Touching more people than Tristan Thompson. It is the Flex Zone, the only place giving you your sports
Wow.
how you want it, fellas.
When you need it.
When you need
We are back again on this marvelous
Tristan
Monday for
Thompson.
Baltimore and beyond. Episode 326. Moving the sticks, baby, with the Flex Zone. Want to be a guest party experience sponsorships? FlexZone1 at gmail.com. Want to be a guest as well? You already know this episode got a lot to talk about. NFL season concludes. They call it the season finale, like it's your favorite sitcom, as we head into that Super Wild Card weekend for the second straight year. Of course, we'll get a final WFT report for the regular season. We'll talk about the Ravens losing to the Steelers. We'll talk about that college football playoff game going on now with our debate of the day. We'll give our picks for Wild Card weekend as well, and talk about these Black Monday firings in the NFL. But you already know every Wednesday down below, we're on all streaming platforms, the Flex Zone Podcast. And make sure you like us, share it on YouTube, subscribe. You'll hear more about that throughout the show. And of course, if you want to donate, the Flex Zone One on Cash App. Thank you again for everybody watching. Y'all know I can't do the show alone. I'm God's favorite host, the host with the moist. We're still the Flex Zone Podcast, the head of the sports podcast table, and batting leadoff, the man above me, Uncle Raj. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, everybody? Check out the Flex Zone podcast on YouTube. Doing big numbers. Just put up Crevonte's Goofy of the Year today. Great video, Crevonte. Congratulations, man. You did a good job, man. Um,
Long
it
time
got some
coming.
funny moments
Sorry
in
for the
there as
delay,
well.
good people.
It was especially with the
Sorry
more.
for the delay, good people.
Yeah. It's all good. I mean, especially with Kevin Durant. That was hilarious, man. But check out the Flex Zone podcast on YouTube. Check out the Flex Zone on Facebook. Check out the Flex Zone on Twitter. We're on damn near every platform. We're on Instagram as well. The Flex Zone. So please check out our content. We got more coming. Doing a lot of big things right now, and pretty much we leading the way, man. We try to make it, brother.
We gonna make it.
This next man knows no introduction. He's wearing all black as he says goodbye to the Washington football team for this regular season, but they will be playing in February. We'll get to that later. It is Crevonte, Bay, the voice of reason, captain of the Goofy ship. And of course, let him know how to find that Goofies of the Year video, brother.
Oh man, listen, that video's been in the works for about 2 weeks, guys. Behind the scenes, things get a little crazy, but we finally was able to get it up, and I'm excited about it. That's my first of many. I'm far behind Byron and Dre when it comes to videos, so I got some catching up to do. Byron, you made a suggestion that I should probably do my live reaction for when the Washington football team actually do their names. Depending on what time they do it, I may be able to make that happen, depending on what time. But y'all already know what it is. Monday nights, Monday evenings, this is what I look forward to. I can't wait to get started to get my final report, and I'll be through with this team for a couple weeks because the name change is happening. Yay! So yeah, I'm excited about that. But yeah, let's get it started, fellas.
This next man, he is the head of the Flex Zone table. You can start your day with a cup of Dre every morning with Kelly on WEAA. He is the voice of the community. It's not WEAA. It is Dre. He is the super producer. He is the pride of the East Side, the savior of misbehavior, the man more phenomenal than AJ Styles, more interesting than anybody in the Royal Rumble. It is Andre Melton. What's up, my good brother?
What's going on? What's going on? Put that comment by my. Hey, Queen.
Hey,
Oh,
Miss Queen.
oh,
Put that.
oh.
No, not he. Not he's the table. The other one where he had two.
Oh.
Come on, you're not. There you go. That's the right one. Put it. We the ones, Zeus. We the ones. Stick with the plan. What's going on, America? We appreciate you for tuning in here each and every week. I'm up here smiling like I'm on Get Up though in the morning. You ever see them on like Get Up when they first start? They all be just having the same smile. Like,
Hey man, if you had them checks, you might be smiling too, brother. You might be smiling too. You had some of them checks. You gonna smile for Mickey? Smile for Mickey.
But,
Out there smiling like Ryan Clark.
introduction, man. Yo, you give better introductions than Paul Heyman, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. Hey, tell him send a check. And that's right, Dwayne. That's right, Brian. You don't scare this light skin brother, because Team Light Skin's back together and we're undefeated in 2022. God damn it.
that was wild, right, Raj?
Hey, look, let's just say it was after 10 p.m. Crevonte. Somebody was in their feelings. And no, we're not talking about Uncle Raj listening to R&B on the way home or that new Weekend album. We talking about the real Dwayne Allen.
That was funny.
I can't wait for that debate to happen. I'm gonna be right there
I'm,
for it. I'm
I'm
all
up there
for
like this.
But
Look, I got my tea ready.
hey, looking like one of the street prophets. But uh, shout out to everybody watching, Miss Queen Lamar, Miss Robertson. We got you. And let's start with it. Cavante, one of your goofies of the year, or probably will be your goofy of this year, because he's always goofy every year. Antonio Brown. He gone. Not only is he gone, the day after he got released, he was at your Brooklyn. Are you back with the Brooklyn Nets? Or are you still with the Wizards? Or you the Wizards kind of fading, so you going back to the Nets? Or is that in between?
Um, I think the Brooklyn Nets are starting off the year very goofy, with their whole how they're handling the Kyrie Irving thing. But hey, man, at this point, they've reached for wins. They trying to solidify themselves as the top team in the East, and they are. It looks like Kyrie Irving won. It looks like Kyrie Irving won this battle,
That's right,
unfortunately.
brother. That's right. Avoid that needle.
But hey, he's doing a damn good job.
Look, he crossing it over.
I'm, the needle like hold still. But I am with the Wizards. The Brooklyn Nets. It's so goofy over there, man. I don't know if I can stay there long term. I was there. They was my in between phase. That's what they were. They was my in between phase. I'm back home with the Wizards. I think I'm gonna rock with them moving forward. So yeah, but there's a very goofy guy on their team or two.
So AB, we saw this coming, right? There's no way he was playing another down for Tampa.
So yeah, he did too much. He did entirely too much. Even if like the reports that came out of him like his ankle being injured, the mishaps that was happening during the week, he did too much. He did not have to make a spectacle. He did not have to make a scene.
Yes, he did.
He did not have to make a show, and that put it all over the top. He embarrassed everybody, including himself. He embarrassed Tom Edward Patrick Brady, which is something you never do, because he was the only person that was in his corner. Because Bruce Arians didn't want him. He made that clear up front. He did not want him, and I didn't even know Bruce Arians was on the team with the Steelers early in Antonio Brown's career. So
Yeah, Ben ran him out of town too. Ben ran him out of town too.
I guess that's what they do, man. But he did entirely too much, man. He went overboard, and you can't justify it. There's no way to justify it. Who goes into a meeting saying, "Hey, guarantee my incentives, even though I didn't get him yet"? Like what? Like who does that? The Buccaneers, like any other organization, was like, "No, you didn't get the incentives. When you get the incentives, we'll give you the money." And he still another half and another game to get it. So it's like I don't understand the thought process, which I don't think there was much of. But yeah, he went over the top and he had to go.
All right, let me chime
Go
in
ahead,
real
Dre.
quick.
Go ahead, Dre.
It's possible to get it, but you have to like work it out with the team and be like, okay, maybe give me an advance and then like kind of tax it on to next season. So it's ways around it, but you're right. When it's somebody like Antonio Brown, nah, bro.
So Dre, you cool with him just getting released like that?
Man, this first of all, God damn me cuss. He shouldn't have been on the team, honestly, in the first place. Because Antonio Brown is gonna do what Antonio Brown is gonna do. He you knew eventually he was going to turn on Tom Brady. I mean, and it's sad
So he
because
did a heel turn. Did he do a heel turn for Crevonte?
yeah, because think about every place he's been to, he does this, and people welcome him in. I mean, when he was with the Steelers, and him and Big Ben went from like hugging each other and all that to now like he's up there talking bad about him. Then he goes to the Raiders, and John Gruden's on his side, but he's saying bad stuff about John Gruden. The Patriots bring him in, and then he's saying bad stuff about the owner. Tom Brady brings him into his house and says that he's needed on the team. So not only did Tom Brady get you a job with the Patriots, but he also got you a job with the Buccaneers. You won a Super Bowl. He's force feeding you the ball because, mind you, Antonio Brown had like 15 catches, I think, the week before. Like they're forcing it so that way he's getting the ball. And then you sit up there and talk bad about the man who done welcomed you into his house and got you not one job but 2 jobs. Out of here, man. No. I can't.
On 2 different parts of the country. That's a bro, man.
But yeah, you want to sit over here and talk bad about a guy who's put his reputation out for you. Like, nah, man, you done, man. And at this point, I agree. It's something going on with Antonio Brown, and like I said on the show last week, Tiff, I think that he hasn't been right to me since that Burfitt hit. Ever since he got rocked the way that he did, you have seen his behavior just be real loopy, but yet teams give him chance after chance, which I don't understand for the life of me, because we could talk about all these other people who have been cancers in the locker room, but yet Antonio Brown continues to get a chance, yet we know what's going to happen at the end. So, and there are teams that they said are still interested. And I'm not saying that now the reports came out about his ankle, and that could be true because coaches do put people in all the time that are hurt legitimately. But I think in the case of with Antonio Brown, I think that, I mean, for him, I can't justify the ankle injury when you over there doing jumping jacks, running off the field, and acting like a complete buffoon. Like, no, I can't. At that point, your ankle that damn hurt. I don't care what you say. Like, you ain't doing all that if your ankle hurts. Look at Lamar Jackson. He ain't playing at all. So I mean, you saw the videos of him limping in practice. If your ankle was that damn hurt, you ain't doing all that. So I can't rock with him. I believe what he's saying about him being hurt, but he ain't that damn hurt if he's doing all those antics that he was doing.
Raj, you knew this was coming. You excited? You happy? You don't care?
I mean, well, you know what I said last week about Antonio Brown. He did some Negro tree, last week, and
Negro tree.
He did some goofiness last week, man, and he deserved to get his ass fired. He should have been got fired, especially after that vaccine stunt that he pulled. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. I think he's trying to save face. He's trying to save face, and it's not working right now. I don't think this is going in his favor. Bruce Arians was like, well, I mean, it's just AB pretty much being AB. He's trying to fake an injury. I'm not sure if his ankle is messed up or if it isn't messed up, but at this point, man, I mean, he's just doing what he always does. Honestly, he's just doing whatever he wants to do, going on radio, going on podcasts, calling out Tom Brady, just being AB, being goofy, and I'm pretty sure next year he'll be on somebody's team. Somebody's gonna pick him up because he's still got something left. He still can actually contribute to a team, and that's just the sad part, man. Just because he has a lot of talent, he's gonna find himself on somebody else's team next year, and probably still do the same type of stuff that he's doing this year. And I mean, that's just the NFL, man. That's just what that's what they like. If you're very talented, you're gonna get another chance. And AB done had about his 4th chance. So he'll be back. We'll see him again on a football field. But it is what it is, man. I mean, I expected him to be released from the for the Buccaneers for his foolishness last week, and it's this it did not surprise me that he's gone.
Shout out to Miss Queen. He gonna do like all the ones say, "Found God knows the error of
Queen
his
funny.
ways." Let us know your thoughts on AB. Shout out to everybody commenting. Oh man, but well, if D was here, he would sing a song called Bloody Monday, which basically means it's time for Black Monday. And no, it's not like Black Friday where you get 70% off, Miss Queen. It's a day where people lose their jobs, much like every day in the WWE, huh, Raj?
Oh
Oh
wow.
yes, just like every day in the WWE, man. I'm telling you, man.
Look, you
That
might even uproot your whole family and get fired.
hey, if you saw that opening on Monday Night Raw, I can't believe I actually caught this. But Brock Lesnar is a great comedian. You know, he is very funny, and what he told Bobby Lashley was hilarious. Knock
Oh
knock.
man.
Who's there? Bobby. Bobby who?
Oh
Exactly. We
Lord.
don't give a damn about you.
Well, Black Monday, coach is fired again. I'm gonna go down the list real quick. Brian Flores in Miami, big surprise there. Matt Nagy with the Bears, no surprise. Mike Zimmer with
Get
the
him out of there.
Vikings, he can go.
Get
Vic
him out of there.
Vic Fangio, as D calls him, Vic Fangio of the Broncos, he gone. We know Urban Meyer, he's gone. Jacksonville has an opening. They interviewing people already. And of course, John Gruden, he resigned, but we know he was pushed out the back door. And they have probably a coach opening as well. So six coach opening, and as well as Dave Gettleman of the Giants officially retires.
Get him out of there.
But they kept the coach. Maybe the coach will get fired eventually. We'll see. But
Yeah, next year.
uh Dre, any of these surprise you? Any of these you like? And would you like to see anybody specifically hired for a potential
Uh,
job?
Um, all of these people outside of Brian Flores, we knew were going. The Jags, we saw that writing on the wall was like week 2. So I mean, that that was no surprise. Um, the Raiders, what came out with John Gruden, of course. The Broncos, there was just a lot. There was some question marks there, so that one was an iffy one. The Vikings, they had been talking about firing Zimmerman for a while as well, but his issue was just Kirk Cousins, so I feel kind of bad for him. And the Bears, what they did to Justin Fields was just atrocious. So he Ben had to go since Justin Fields started, because the way that game plan was, either they were unprepared or sabotaging that young man. So yeah, he had to go. And but the one, like I said, that surprised me the most is in Miami with Brian Flores. Brian Flores, despite being 24 and 25, did a hell of a job in Miami. The last 2 seasons, he's had a winning record, and um, even the job that he did this season with them losing 7 games, but then winning 7 straight afterwards. Um, I mean, the to balance 2 quarterbacks last year, this year, not knowing whether or not Tua is the guy, but still being able to win football games. He'll get a head coaching job in no time. Out of all these coaches, because there was a culture that was building in Miami. I mean, I remember watching that Dolphins Ravens game, and that was honestly like seemed like the turning point for the Dolphins, because once that happened, that's when the Dolphins really just seemed to start really getting on a roll. I think that if they just could have solidified the quarterback position, the Dolphins, to me, were a playoff team. They were almost a playoff team this year, but I think next year they definitely would have been one had they just been able to get a quarterback in there. But I mean, it was so much. You got to think about what Tua was going through as a young quarterback, hearing all these Deshaun Watson trade rumors, and then, excuse me, for this to happen. Um, I think Miami just, I don't know what they're doing in Miami, because you beat the Patriots twice and you still fire this man. I mean, he was, like I said, he had a great, he was really pushing the Dolphins in the right direction. So for this one, that was the only shocker to me. The rest of them is like, okay. Hopefully they find the right guy. Definitely with the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Bears, though, because those are 3 teams that I think also have potential to really go somewhere. Maybe Brian Flores can go to one of those 3 teams. And really help that culture turn around as well. You need a culture setter for like the Raiders, or a dysfunctional organization like the Raiders, definitely.
Crevonte?
Um, I second what Mark said. Hey man, and I've been saying that for years, man. All jobs ain't created equally, man.
Oh, that Jacksonville job, he's right.
No, these jobs are not created equally. There are some attractive jobs, and there are some that are not as attractive jobs. Um, like I was saying last year, the Jets, the Texans, and the Jaguars were not attractive jobs. Just not attractive jobs at all. I think Urban Meyer's firing was the funniest firing of them all. Um, the shocker was obviously Brian Flores in Miami. Um, but Miami, Miami is one of those franchises who we probably don't shed enough light on. They don't get it right, and also their GM is black, so I'm very disappointed in him. Chris Greer, I believe. I am very disappointed in him,
I'm
and
surprised
he
they kept him,
probably.
actually. Surprised they kept him.
I'm surprised they kept him too, because he had been there through the BS. He's been through like 5 coaches since he's been on the team. Not in the GM role, but he's been with the team for, I want to say, the better part of 15 years. So he's been through quite a few coaches. But Brian Flores was the best thing that happened to the coaching staff in a while for Miami. So for them to not keep them when they were on the upswing, if you ask me, he had that first year wasn't great, but the last 2 years was pretty good. Um, so but I like it better for Brian Flores because, hey man, some organizations don't deserve nice things. I think he's the top head coaching candidate. But being the top head coaching candidate, he needs to take his time. He needs to be very picky about where he goes next, and make sure they have a quarterback. Because as we see every year, there's a handful of coaches that get fired, and they mainly get fired because their guy at quarterback. They don't have a quarterback. That's the main reason why there's a handful of coaches that get fired every year. Sometimes they're goofy. Sometimes they don't have the talent. Sometimes they don't have a quarterback. And I felt like Brian Flores was finally getting it together. Tua was looking better. They beat the Patriots. They swept the Patriots. It's mind blowing. But Miami can't get right, and Brian Flores will be the top candidate moving forward for this next year. Hell, he could take a year off if he wants to.
He good because they still got to pay him.
Right. Raj?
You got Nicholas Fangio, getting his ass fired because of the lack of a quarterback that he didn't have. Teddy Bridgewater started off pretty good and then got hurt and then was just going up and down the whole season. So he gone. Then you got Mike Zimmerman, worry about his girlfriend. If D was on here, he'd be saying some wild stuff about his girl. But Mike Zimmerman the Zimmerman has been rocking with Kirk Cousins, who's been overpaid for all for his whole career, damn near overpaid, overhyped. Has great wide receivers, great running back, but never seem to put it together to save his life, and he pretty much could not save Mike's job. So he's gone, and then you got Brian Flores, man. I slid this man last year a lot for his inconsistencies, especially with Tua and Fitz Magic or Fitzpatrick or whatever you want to call him. He kept going back and forth. He wouldn't commit to one quarterback, and to me that that ruined their season last year. And then you got this season currently where they started off, I believe, 1-7. Didn't really want to commit to Tua again. Was looking for Deshaun Watson to come over there and make a difference. And they never could get that trade going because Deshaun is, in the doghouse and, he got them cases going. And we're not going to talk about them cases. But, I mean, they started off terrible. They started off like hot garbage. and then they played the Ravens, and then all of a sudden they became they roared back, won 7 straight games. All of a sudden he's looking like a fantastic coach again. All of a sudden Tua looks like a great, the fifth pick in the overall draft from 2 years ago, and all of a sudden they back in the fold, baby. They about to make the playoffs, and then they lose a game they probably shouldn't have lost. And then all of a sudden they finished off strong in the last game against the Patriots, and now he's fired. Now he's fired. Um, I want to say I'm glad that he made the adjustment this season. I'm glad that he actually stuck to it. He actually went to him, and he actually finished the season out with him, and they got on a winning streak. I mean, Miami's pretty much in a really good spot right now, as far as team wise and defensively, and Tua getting a little bit better. But I mean, did he get the raw end of the deal? I don't know. I don't know if Brian Flores got the raw end of the deal. I mean, they started off 1-7, and then they ended the season pretty much like how I figured they would end the season. I mean, I of course he's going to get sought after. He's going to be probably the top coach that's everybody's looking at because of the run that he made with Miami. But I think that his next situation, I think will probably be his best situation. I think he'll learn from this. He'll learn from Miami. He'll commit to whoever the quarterback is, whatever team he goes to. He'll probably draft another dude or whatever, and he'll pretty much be a very, very good coach. To me, you know what this reminds me of? This kind of reminds me of a certain coach in New England, Bill Belichick, where he took over the Cleveland Browns, and he pretty much did an average job there. Learn a lot from his mistakes, and took it to his next job, which was the Patriots. Found his quarterback, in Tom Brady, and pretty much, lit the world on fire for the next 20 plus years. I think he can do that with whoever team he goes to, because I think he does have a good foundation under him. I think he is a very, very good coach. I think he showed that in Miami, and I think he'll definitely get a, great opportunity.
Think about how many teams would have quit losing, starting out 1-7. Teams quit on their coaches all the time. You see it with Jacksonville. The fact they played and won 7 in a row shows he's definitely a player's coach. Definitely got to be the #1 candidate, and I'm gonna still throw Eric Bieniemy in there as what Broward left with. So 3 black brothers. Let's see if they get hired.
And it looks like Frazier may get a look at from
Oh,
the Bill.
Leslie Frazier. Okay. Well, Crevonte, another WFT season is in the books, and unfortunately, unlike last year, it does not end with postseason glory. It ends in New York City with the Giants kneeling on second down during a quarterback sneak. That's goofy, by the way. But time for your year-end WFT report. And brother, I would like for you to recap the season if you can. Give your final Crevonte report card and let us know what happens on February 2nd for the future of the WFT and possibly your fandom.
I'm so glad you said that because it is in question, and we will find out on February 2nd how I feel. But this year, very disappointing overall. Very disappointed. Um, Ended on a high note, beating the Giants, which doesn't mean much. I mean, everybody beat up on the Giants, and we are no different. Um, those are only victories in the division. So yeah, there goes that. Um, the defense was very underwhelming, probably for the first half of the year. We had high hopes. Arguably, we were saying the defensive line was the best in the league, and the defense has a chance to be the top 5 defense in the league. We didn't get that. We did not, definitely did not get that. Struggled for the better part of the year, just trying to get the defense together, trying to find points. Finding points again was very difficult for this team. Um, Injuries piled up. Our offensive line, who I think overachieved this year, um, looked like a deck of cards, man. We were shuffling them. We were shuffling them boys all over the place, and um, it was it had its ups and downs and downs and downs and the ups and then more downs and downs and downs. Soon as it looked like we had a glimmer of hope, something goofy happened. Taylor Heineke did the absolute best he could. Um, I would not mind uh, having him moving forward because he wasn't a problem. And I could point to several problems: front office problems, defense, offensive play calling, injuries, COVID. I could point to a lot of issues, but these types of things happen to dysfunctional teams. Um, just like they do just about every year in my fandom. It's very something dysfunctional happens every year, even in the good years. Even in the good years, something dysfunctional happens, and uh, it's it's tiring. It is tiring at times. We went through about 4 kickers. um, it was tragic. It was tragic. We had a couple highlight wins, but we had a lot of lows. A lot of lows. Um, Overall, I would give this grade this year as a grade. I would give it a D, maybe a D plus. Um, because I had high expectations, and you guys know how it goes with expectations. When they aren't reached, it hurts a little. It hurts a little bit more. Hurts just a little bit more. Um, Ron Rivera did what he could with what he had. But there was a lot of goofiness happening. A lot of goofiness. We had a guy who caught a DUI. We had teammates fighting on the sidelines. Uh, it was bad. It wasn't great this year, man. We got thrashed by the Cowboys, which is never good. And
Don't
we
feel
got
bad.
swept by the Cowboys.
Don't feel bad. A bunch of people got molly brought by the Cowboys this year.
Yeah, but they caught us at a good time. They definitely caught us at a good time. A highlight: we beat Tom Brady. Something positive, something to look at. Um, yeah, but it's not much. Again, injuries. Chase Young got hurt really early, didn't come back. Hopefully, he's coming back. He's healthy. Hopefully, Montez Sweat could come back healthy as well. Curtis Samuel um, could come back healthy. Antonio Gibson stop fumbling. Chase. Another highlight. Uh, Scary Terry had 1,000 yards. Got 1,000 yards this year. Believe it or not, Antonio Gibson had got 1,000 yards this year too. Couple things I can highlight. But overall, the D. I'm glad this year is over. We can look forward to the draft. We need either an offensive weapon, or we gotta go look at that secondary. That secondary wasn't great either. But that's my report. It's a D, guys. It's a D.
No quarterback mention. Interesting. So you rolling with Tyler for the next year, or Fitzpatrick coming back?
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind Taylor going into next year. Because I did. If I had to pick a guy, it would be Matt Corral. Matt Carroll. But you guys saw he was a part of my Goofies of the Week. Not Matt Carroll, but what happened to him ended up being on my Goofies of the Week. He had a lower leg injury, so I don't know what that's going to do to his draft stock. But I'm not crazy about none of these quarterbacks coming in this year, so I'm okay with Taylor going forward and just trying to build up the roster.
Thank you for that, Crevonte. Now let's drive up 95 North.
Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Why would he do that?
And let's look at the Ravens. They finished the season 8-9, lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers in overtime yesterday, 16-13. This game was so bad, I thought it was going to end in a tie. It was sloppy, it was ugly, and it was just plain goofy. Rod, you shaking your head. You did the post-game show. Let the people know how they can find you. And hey, everybody watching this, thank you for your likes, your love, your subscriptions. I see 14 people here with us. And don't forget, if you would like to contribute to us doing great things here at the Flex Zone and that much more, the Flex Zone One on Cash App. And make sure you follow and subscribe to our YouTube page, the Flex Zone Podcast, down below in the ticker. But Raj, Let's get your Ravens recap and your report card for the season of injuries and disappointment.
Well, I did a extensive review on the Ravens on yesterday's review show. So please check it out. A lot of insight, a lot of off-season moves that I think that's going to happen with this team. But yeah, man, they got beat again on yesterday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was an ugly game. Lamar Jackson didn't play again. He was probably pretty much out for the season. Not sure how his foot is doing, but um, it was just ugly, bro. It was an ugly game, man. And I'm glad that they fought. I'm glad that they fought. They always do that. They always show up. John Harbaugh always gets his team ready to play. Even when they have a slim chance of getting into the postseason, they find a way to show up and play very hard for them. So I'm very proud of that aspect of it. But um, they can't finish games. They can't finish games. They have an extreme hard time, trying to stop the other team. No matter what team it is, they just find ways to to win. I mean to lose. Yeah, Crevonte, we see that Georgia's winning by 1. We understand. We're going to get to that a little later. But I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not sure what to really grade this team, honestly, because they started off the year damn near hurt. Like all the running backs gone. Like your number 1 draft pick that you picked is gone for like 6 weeks or to a month or two. And then Lamar, they put everything on Lamar, and then he ends up getting hurt, during the season. And then Tyler Huntley has to come in, and then other players go out, and then COVID comes back. We got the Marion variant. Dun, 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 touch. Everybody's getting touched with the variant, man. So I don't know what to really grade this season. Honestly, I honestly don't. I'm just happy they competed on it. I mean, I'm glad that they was in every game. They only got blown out twice by the same team. That's better than us. Cincinnati is a better team, but yeah, man. Is a lot going on with the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to have a tough offseason because a lot of players are free agents. Lamar Jackson's contract is going to go up a big chunk, going from 1 million to damn near 22 million, I believe, or something like that, something crazy. And
19 million. 19.
Oh, it's the dance for me. Dun, dun, dun. Touch, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's getting touched, bro. So, but this team, man, is they're in flux right now. They're pretty much in flux, and we're gonna see what Eric DeCosta is all about. This is his year that he has to make some extreme changes and some extreme decisions because he's gonna have a limited amount of money to spend.
Thank you, Lauren. Appreciate it.
And it's gonna be tough for the Ravens, man. It really is. But if I have to give a grade for this team, I give it A for effort, because the effort was always there. They never quit. They was in every game. They was always competing, and I love that. I love that about that team. That they never quit, and then they're always in every game, no matter who's on the field. They're in the game. So I'm glad they did that. I give it A for effort, but my overall grade has to probably be a C minus. If I'm going to have to give a grade, it's going to have to be a C minus because they didn't make the big dance. They didn't get in the playoffs. They had plenty of opportunities to at least win 1 or 2 of these games. That the 6 games that they lost in a row, and they couldn't finish none of them. So I'm very happy they competed very hard, but yeah, they get a C minus from me. And also let me say this, man. Let me say this before we move on. That A not needed. They're not getting no A, Miss Lauren. Miss Burke, they're not getting no damn A. They get a D for the a damn D. Oh
Damn.
a D. I mean, come on now. You got to give me a little bit of slack. Just a little bit. Give a C minus. A C minus. But I'm just saying though. Let me just say this about the Steelers, man. They found a way to get into the playoffs. I mean, we said for the whole entire year that they would not get in because they're the worst team in this division. And god damn it, they found a way to get in. They found a way to get in the damn playoffs. And and you know what? As a Ravens fan, that sickens me. But you know what? It also gives me hope that we're going to get into the playoffs next year. We're going to find a way, even if we don't have the pieces that we probably going to need. We're going to probably find a way to sneak into the playoffs, especially with Ben Roethlisberger retiring. Thank God he's not going to be able to whoop our behinds no more because he always finds a way, to come back and spoil the Ravens' plans or whatever. But congrats to the Steelers. They're in the postseason. They're in the playoffs. They do get to face the Tribal Chief next week, and I'll be looking forward to that game very much as a Steelers hater, and be rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs, which I cannot stand. But congrats to the Steelers. The Ravens got a lot of work to do. They got the 14th pick. I hope they got their eyes set on the draft and who they want. But yeah, man, it's going to be a rocky road this season, man, because this upcoming season, because they got a lot of money that they're gonna need to save up, to give Lamar and try to find a lot of people in this draft because the free agency it's not gonna be popping like it usually is.
Dre?
I see the comments are up there. Okay, Miss Douglas. Yeah, your Steelers got in.
And Steeler Nation. Yeah. Bring it on in. You can bring it on in.
Miss Burke, appreciate you commenting as well. Oos, you already know. Let me start off with Miss Douglas's Steelers. You know what? Hats off to the Steelers for real. Mike Tomlin should be considered Coach of the Year. Even if he doesn't get the award, he should at least be considered. And I want people to stop clamoring for his job every year, because to not have a losing season, to be able to take that team to the playoffs with the old Yeller as quarterback out there, I mean, honestly, one hell of a coaching job that he's done over there in Pittsburgh. Seriously. So hats off to the Pittsburgh Steelers for getting in. If my good brother AJ was here, he would say that the fix is in, because there's no way that the Pittsburgh Steelers and I don't know if you call them Oakland, LA, Vegas, whatever, because they be moving around. But the Raiders, it's just too perfect of a story for them to get in. And I was like, damn, they really may get in, the Steelers. And the stars just aligned for Big Ben to have one last ride. So hats off to both the Steelers and the Raiders for getting in. As far as my Baltimore Ravens, though, like Rod said, the effort has always been there. Yes, Miss Burke, they did look like rookies out there, because there was nothing but a bunch of damn rookies out there. I mean, the way that you would have really it felt like that Kurt Warner movie Underdog, because they literally looked like they took people from the grocery store and put them into play. I mean, the Ravens were just decimated with injuries this year.
Hey, you come in.
Literally, that's how it was. I mean, look, Raj went to a couple games. I've been to a couple games this year to see them, that team up close. Whether or not we was watching them or in the stadium, and it's just like you could see that they tried. But I mean, for example, the secondary, I mean, completely decimated. When you don't have Marlon Humphreys or Marcus Peters out there, you saw the way that people were just throwing the football up there. And a lot of times, the games that the Ravens had were winnable, but then they would just be lost because the secondary couldn't hold water. I mean, they were in. I mean, Pittsburgh yesterday, an overtime loss. The Rams game, they lost by 1 point. The Packers game, they lost by 1 point. The Browns, they lost by 2. When they took on Pittsburgh again, the first time, it was by 1 point. So I mean, a lot of the games that they've been in, the games that are outside of the.
Ms. Lauren gives me teacher vibes.
Yes,
especially with that, how hard she graded. She gives me teacher.
Yeah, she's grading really hard right now.
Hey, Miss Lauren, they were one game out the playoffs despite all the injuries and COVID and terrible play. But hey,
and without that starting quarterback,
that's what I'm saying.
She do not play, but I appreciate that. But you know what though, there's hope for this team because, like Rod said, if
She is.
yes, look, I know you. I don't. She comes with the ruler. She gives me ruler vibes. You know that the nuns that become with the ruler. Um, but this team, though, like Rod said, if the Steelers could get in, then the Ravens can definitely get in next year. They were just decimated, honestly, by injuries. Like Rod said, I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the salary cap movements because you're going to have to pay Lamar Jackson, and then you've seen what happened last time the Ravens paid a quarterback when they paid Joe Flacco, and how that just really decimated everything with the team. So it's like, okay, what are we going to do? It's the same issues we've been still talking about though with the Ravens. Despite this year we had injuries, they still have offensive line issues, and we knew that was going to start being an issue after a while. We knew that they didn't have a pass rush, which was a problem. They don't have a legit go-to receiver. I think too many times we depend on Mark Andrews to make plays for us when other people should be stepping up. We got Sammy Watkins in there this year. We had Marquise. I'm not calling him Hollywood because he had too many moments to show up. And
what do you call him?
where's he been?
What do you call him? Dundalk?
Oh, he is, man. Because I mean, where you been? Where you been? And I think that they just honestly, and Bateman, like Rod was saying, got hurt at the beginning of the season. The minute like they started just having a domino effect with all those injuries. I mean, we didn't have running backs, so this team was just plagued with injuries, and it just finally caught up to them. But at least I do love it that outside of the Bengals games, they were in damn near every game. And like Byron, you said, if we could have just got one that tipped our way, maybe two. The Ravens are in the playoffs. They may not have gone long in the playoffs, but at least they were right in the hunt. And once Lamar went down, it just kind of was like, damn. I'm happy that the next man up mentality happened for our team, but it
You
just
know
was like
Lamar was going to find a way to win one, if not two of those games, Dre.
it was exactly. I mean, and at the beginning of the season, I mean, there was no way John Harbaugh was on his way to be coach of the year. I know I said Mike Tomlin deserves consideration, but John Harbaugh was damn near on his way because there's no way that team should have been 8-3 at that time, despite all the injuries that had happened. So the Ravens will be all right. They just gotta do some things this offseason to ensure that this team will be a playoff team moving forward, and to see how deep of a run that they can do. The last thing you want to do is regress. The only reason they really regressed this year is because of the injury bug. However, Lamar Jackson and Justin Tucker were the ones who really carried this team and made a lot of those victories happen. So like you said, if Lamar was in there, I think we get those one or two that we definitely needed. But this team, for the most part, is in the right direction. I'm glad of the job that they're doing.
Alabama just scored a touchdown, Crevonte live.
Hey,
And Raj, we're going to get into this game ball, not so game ball.
All right. Well, my game ball. Oh, you know what? My game ball goes to Trevor Lawrence. My goodness, man. I know Mark's not going to like this, but Trevor Lawrence, man, you had a horrible season this year as a rookie. You stunk a lot. Had a terrible head coach in Urban Meyer. Went through a lot of trials and tribulations as the number one overall pick of this year's. And
Oh, she's an Alabama fan. Jesus.
yes, that's
why.
Lawrence.
Hey, real quick,
See,
fellas. For Miss Burke here on the show, we have a very special roll tide just for you, fellas. Show
yeah,
the ladies how
let's
we do
do
it
it,
here on
Dre.
the
Let's
Flex
get it real
Zone.
quick, baby.
All right.
Tide. Yes. But yes, Trevor Lawrence definitely gets my game ball for knocking out the Colts. Sorry, Mark. Sorry, my guy. You know, I got a lot of love for you, but the Colts was ass, man. They was terrible. And my not so game ball goes to the Colts, man, because they had the easiest road to get into the playoffs. How the hell do you lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, man?
What's
With a
his name?
game that you need, brother. How do you lose to them? Carson Wentz, man.
Tressa
You
Lawrence.
you trying to Carson Wentz, you trying to revive your career. You trying to
Oh, because
be
he's
the
there.
guy you're
I
supposed to
get
have
it.
been 3 years ago. And this is what you come up with. This is the nonsense that you come up with, man. I'm very ashamed of the Colts, man. But you know what they say, man. Ever since Andrew Luck, no, ever since Peyton Manning left, Andrew Luck left y'all, and then y'all got Carson Wentz to take over. Well, no, Phillip Rivers, then Carson Wentz to take over. It's going nowhere but downhill from there. Nowhere but downhill. So y'all definitely get my not so game ball. Trevor Lawrence, you get my game ball for finishing out the season strong, and who knows, you might actually that might propel your career for the next 10 years. You never know. I mean, a game like that against a team like that does wonders. Because I believe Peyton Manning had a terrible rookie season as well,
Yep.
and all of a sudden his second year he came on very strong. So that's a good sign for Trevor Lawrence, especially against that Colts defense. So yes, my game ball goes to Trevor Lawrence, looking phenomenal. Not so game ball for the Colts, who's sitting at home with us with the Ravens for looking like trash.
Go ahead, Drizzy Dre.
I'm gonna do like my good brother, start low, end high. My not so game ball goes to the Dallas Cowboys. And I know people are at home like, why am I giving the Dallas Cowboys a not so game ball after a 50 burger? I'm gonna tell you why. Because just like teams have beaten the Ravens with their chest pounded out, that's what the Cowboys did. They took on a bunch of nobodies out there and just beat up on them and continued the bloodshed. How do you feel good about an Eagles team that's a wild card team that's not supposed to be even in the damn playoffs, and y'all got y'all starters out there and they got everybody rested? Y'all really feel good about that victory? Like, come on now. Can we stop front running for the Dallas Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys are not going anywhere. They take on the 49ers, and the 49ers are going to beat them, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just putting it out there. This Cowboys team is not going anywhere. Please stop. I know somebody in the comments is a Dallas Cowboys fan because there's always one out there. You always going to find a Washington fan or a Cowboys fan out there. And the Dallas Cowboys, like I said, they going to go fishing early. Like, I mean, it's just is what it is. So they get my not so game ball because there's a front running team. But my game ball goes to Derek Carr. Here on the Flex Zone, we're talking about it. We're going to start soon. Start doing our list of different things within sports, and one of those lists will be top 10 quarterbacks. And to me, Derek Carr is a top 10 quarterback. Despite all the craziness that's happened with the Raiders, like I said, they move more than somebody in the army. So I mean, but despite the dysfunction that's been going on with Oakland, like I said, see it. There you go. I don't know what to call them anymore. But despite
Just say, hey Dre, just say the Raiders, bro. Just say the Raiders.
The Raiders.
There
Despite what's going on with them, they were able to make the playoffs this year, and Derek Carr has at least been a staple point for them. So hats off to Derek Carr and the Raiders for making the playoffs.
Miss Queen has a question for you.
Look, what you always say, Byron? You say the three greatest white men are Tom Brady, White Jesus, and Elvis.
That's right.
So, no, look, anytime Tom Brady, three people you don't bet against in a playoff. Tom Brady, Tom Manning, and Tom and Joe Flacco. That's the only time I call him Joe Flacco, because during any other time he is Fluco. But when it's postseason time, Eli Manning, Joe Flacco, and Tom Brady. You give them three the ball, wonders happen every time.
I feel you. Let's start low and high with Crevonte, baby.
Man, I I don't know whether I should give it to the Rams or should it go just to Matthew Stafford. I'm probably gonna just give it to Matthew Stafford because he's playing like he's still in Detroit. Um, I think the expectations have are over his head, and I feel like the Rams are going to have an early exit, man, because Matthew Stafford it hasn't clicked yet. It just he's too careless with the ball, and with the team that he has, they are Super Bowl contenders, and he is playing like he's still in Detroit. Another game where he has multiple turnovers. So yeah, he's definitely gonna get the national game ball this week. Um, but the game ball, I think we're all pretty much around the same game. The Raiders and Chargers game was the best game of the season, probably. For sure the best game of the week, but probably the best game that I've seen all year. And it finished how it should have finished and how I thought it would have finished. I wish we all would have put money on it because once they said that the Steelers could get in as long as they don't tie, I was like, this game's gonna go in overtime. We all should have put money on this game going in overtime, and we all would have been a little bit richer today. But anyway, that was a great performance. Justin Herbert is here, coming, but yeah, that game was amazing, absolutely amazing. And that was a great way to end the football season.
And it looks like we got a Georgia touchdown as I was
Yeah,
listening to
yeah,
my
it was a
man.
40-yard bomb for a touchdown.
Okay, all right. Well, let us know your game ball, not so game ball. Put mine in the chat. Chargers going Charger, and Debo Samuel. That boy is a problem for the
Oh man,
Niners.
he's really good.
Ooh, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But let's get to our wild card weekend game picks. It starts Saturday at 4:30. Go ahead, Dre. Who travels
Super
to
wild card
Cincinnati?
weekend.
The Raiders.
Yeah, Super Wild Card Weekend. That's what they call it now. Raiders, Bengals. Crevonte, I'll start
Uh,
with you.
whoa.
Bengals.
Oh, you.
Money back
Go ahead.
Joe, money back Joe, money back Joe, and my boy Jamar Chase. It's gonna be a high scoring game, and I don't think they're gonna run away with it. I think 6.5 points is too much for the Bengals, but I do think they will win. They probably won't cover though.
You said is the Raiders versus the Bengals?
4:30 on Saturday. Yes, sir.
Uh, you know what, man? I'm going with the Raiders. I think the Raiders is going to win. Um, they've been through so much. They barely got into the playoffs. After starting off very hot, they was on Crevonte's Goofy of the Year 2021, the whole organization, and they found a way to sneak into the postseason when it mattered the most.
Somehow.
So I'm not sure what's going on with Joe Burrow. He was limping last week, didn't play this week. I'm not sure if they would if it was for precaution or if he's actually really hurt, because they should have took him out the game last week, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Raiders. I think they're going to find a way to upset the Cincinnati Bengals, because you know what, the Bengals have never won a playoff game in
Haven't
That is
that
won
true.
in
one.
wild
That is
card
true.
weekend.
Yeah,
That is
haven't
true.
haven't won a game. So everybody's going with the Bengals except Raj.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Bengals to the AFC Championship
That's my
game.
that's my bold prediction.
Yeah, I think that Joe Burrow is one of those quarterbacks that's going to be able to turn that franchise around. So
As long as they avoid our other team, Crevonte, I'm betting on them to make it to the AFC Championship game because it'd be a good
Yeah.
rematch. But the Chiefs want revenge. All right, let's move on through the Super Wildcard Weekend. Saturday night, we go up to Buffalo for the third time. The trilogy. Bill Belichick and the Patriots with Mac Jones go to play Buffalo 8:15. Raj, I'll start with you, brother.
Well, this is a tough matchup, man.
I
Yeah,
like that. Bangling.
this is their third time meeting this season, right?
Yep.
Bingling. This their third time meeting up this year. What are they? Are they tied at 1-1 or
One
is
and
it?
one.
Yep.
1-1.
Okay, they tied at one and
It's the
one.
trilogy, the rubber match.
It's the rubber match. Is Buffalo's at home? Yeah, they won a division, so
Yeah, it's
Buffalo's
at
at home.
Buffalo.
I'm gonna roll with Buffalo. I think they're gonna find a way to beat the Patriots. This is gonna be Mac Jones' introduction into the playoffs. I'm not sure if he's ready for that yet. Most rookies aren't. So I think he's gonna have a probably couple interceptions, maybe a fumble. I think Buffalo comes to play. They come to they're coming for blood, and they're definitely going to. Since they're seeing Mac Jones again, they know what to expect from him. So I'm definitely rolling with Buffalo.
Crevonte?
I'm rolling with Buffalo as well. Mac Jones has not looked good over the past couple weeks, and he obviously has clear limitations. As y'all remember that game where he only threw 3 passes and they won, he's gonna have to show up. He's gonna have to show up and man make some plays in these games because the Bills are gonna take away everything and make Mac Jones beat him. And he's gonna have to make a couple plays here and there in order for the Patriots to move on. I don't think he's gonna do it. It's a lot to ask for a rookie. And even though they do have Bill Belichick on their side, I'm gonna go with Josh Allen and them boys because they've been there before. They was in the AFC Championship last year. Kind of been there, done that. I think the Bills will move on.
Dre?
Buffalo. Like Crevonte said, I mean, Mac Jones has shown some limitations, but I mean he is also a rookie, so I think Mac Jones will get a little better next season, and the New England Patriots were able to make the playoffs, so progress for them. But Buffalo, I think that I don't think that they've lived up to the expectations that people had sought for them this year, and I think that I think they'll win a playoff game, but I don't see them back in the AFC Championship or Super Bowl. It would be a good matchup though to see the Bengals and Bills possibly before the AFC Championship game. So hopefully we do get that. But I think that I think the Bills just I think depending on matchups, I think they get this done.
All right. Well, you see who I'm picking. I'm going with the upset. That's how I'm gonna go with Bill. Let's see. On Sunday, 1 o'clock, Eagles go to face the defending champs in where Tampa, as Tom Brady begins his quest for a repeat. Sunday, 1 o'clock, we got Eagles at Buccaneers. Dre?
1, 2, 3.
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
All right, cool. All right, guys.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah,
not.
okay.
Let's
This
not
okay.
Yeah, this
Okay.
don't need no
Okay.
explanation. It,
Just
it don't,
just
ma- it
making
don't
sure.
matter who's
I
playing
did
for the Buccaneers. Everybody could be hurt as long as Tom Brady's out there. I have no faith in the Eagles. I think they're going to get dismantled. I think they're going to get destroyed. I'm sorry.
yes, the Eagles definitely overachieved, but they about to lose. I think we all agree on that. All right, Dre. You kind of alluded to your pick. I'll start with you. Sunday 4:30, 49ers Cowboys. And you're not going with the
Woo!
Cowboys, looks like.
No, I'm rolling with the 49ers. You see the way the 49ers looked against the Rams, what they've been able to do this season. Uh, so in that's one of the toughest divisions in all of football. So for them to be able to do the job that they did and still pull it off, yeah, I'm rolling with the 49ers. There's no way I trust the Dallas Cowboys at this point.
Crevonte, I know who you rolling with probably.
Oh, I'm taking the 49ers with the points. And I might even sprinkle a little something on the money line. Um, the 49ers are a much more physical team than the Cowboys. And the 49ers, they going to run that ball. They are definitely going to run the ball. And that defense is tough. We talked about it before, Byron. Nick Bosa has quietly had a really good year defensively for the 49ers. And they're tough. They're going to push the Cowboys around, and that all that number one offense stuff that they've been talking about is about to really, really get tested. Now, again, I don't care for Jimmy G either, but I think he knows it's about trade value at this point. He has to make plays. He has to get W's. because I mean Trey Lance is obviously they made it clear, the 49ers made it clear that Trey Lance is the future, but Jimmy G is still very much here and still very much a starting quarterback. So he's playing for his future, possibly somewhere else.
WFT.
Crevonte, real quick though. I know people. He's in the conversation about quarterback movement.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets moved.
Maybe.
I honestly think he stays.
Maybe.
If they make a Super Bowl, you can't get rid of them, can you?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Honestly,
I
even if they don't make the
think
Super Bowl, I just don't see him moving.
I think if they make the NFC Championship, you can't get rid of him.
And Nick Bosa, 15 and a half sacks, by the way, Crevonte.
So quiet. Nobody's talking about him. Nobody's talking about him at all.
Raj, are you rolling with everybody else that are going with San Fran? I'm going with the Cowboys, but go ahead.
No, man, I'm not actually rolling with San Fran. I think I'm rolling with the Cowboys as well. I mean, Dak has been looking a little suspect, but I don't trust Jimmy G, man. I honestly don't trust him either. I think since the Cowboys are home, I think they're going to find a way to win. It's going to get ugly probably the week after that, though. I mean, they're going to win this game.
You know where they're going to have to go. You know what's going to happen. They're going back to
have to
Green
see
Bay.
that. They're going to see that man in Green Bay.
It's setting up. You know what it's setting up for. It's setting up for a rematch. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
it's setting up. They're going to have to go to Green Bay.
They're going to see Duck Dodgers, man. You know what happens when they see Duck Dodgers. What always happens to them? An ass whooping. So I think they sneak away, beating the 49ers, and Jimmy G is going to be going back to his porn career after that. But yeah, I believe that Cowboys is going to win, and 49ers are going to be going home, and yeah, I mean that's just what it's going to be. That's just what it is. Yeah, Mark knows. Mark knows what Jimmy G is at. What he be doing, man. He knows what he be doing after hours. After hours. To the Dawn FM. You know what I'm saying? That's what Jimmy G does, baby. That's what he does.
Steelers Chiefs. Are we all in agreement that the Tribal Chiefs gonna roll?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! They're going to destroy the Pittsburgh Steelers again. They already beat them once, and they're going to beat their ass again. So yes.
Ryan Clark on ESPN earlier today. He was like, "Do the Steelers have a chance against the Chiefs?" He was like, "Hell no." But
that game is Sunday night, 8:15, and on for the first time ever, a Monday night wild card game. I don't know how I feel about it, but we'll see.
I do.
Cardinals, Rams. It's just because the other team seems like they're gonna have a short week, whoever wins. But Cardinals, Rams, Monday on ESPN for Monday Night Football matchup. Dre, you rolling with the Rams, or do the Rams go down to the Cardinals? You know the Cardinals. You've been hopping on the Cardinals too with us. What happens, Dre?
Damn, y'all put me in a tough position with this one.
Me too. Me too.
Look, hey, Tiff. We sorry, but we just gotta be real. This is why people come to the Flex Zone. I've been riding shotgun with y'all for a minute on this, but one last time for Britt. The Rams. I gotta roll with them, and I think that they can make it to at least the NFC Championship game. I think that what's going on with Matthew Stafford, I think that they'll make the necessary adjustments. I know that Matthew Stafford, he hasn't won a playoff game. He needs to win a playoff game. It's too much expectations, it's too much on the line. I think that they actually live up to the pressure, because in order to be in LA, you have to have that pressure. You at least have to be a winning franchise. And the Super Bowl is in LA this year. So they're going to push for the Rams to make some noise. So one more time. The Rams.
And Brittany's watching. Shout out to Brittany. Crevonte, who you rolling with, brother?
Hey, man. Put a comment up there.
It's tough.
No, put Brittany one more time. Love you, Tiff. Gotta put Brittany. There you go.
You just want to boo love, huh? That's what you want to do, Dre.
Man, I don't trust Matthew Stafford. I think he's gonna fall short. I think there's gonna be a early exit for the Rams, and it's gonna be this one. LA's too big. LA's entirely too big for Matthew Stafford. His mind's not there. His mind is he's still small-minded, brother. He's still small-minded. He's in Detroit, brother.
He don't have
No,
the capacity, the mental capacity to get it done in LA.
I think he's gonna piss down his leg, guys. I think he's gonna piss down his leg. Come on, Cardinals, let's go!
Thank you, Tim.
Go Cardinals, go Cardinals, go!
Go ahead, Raj.
Guess what? I'm with you, Crevonte. I think the Cardinals win this game only because Matthew Stafford has been stinking to join up these past 3 to 4 games. He's looked like trash to me. He looks like he's not ready, even though they have all the weapons in the world. They got the Odell Beckhams, they got the Von Millers, they got the Aaron, they got the new Jerome Bettis. That's what I call him, Aaron Donald, because he got the smooth hairline. Every time I see this brother, man, he out there looking shiny and looking perfect and looking beautiful in LA. You know what I'm saying? And then they got the best wide receiver in all of football, Cooper Kupp, man. I mean, this white boy is a bad man. He is bad. You know what I'm saying? So they got all the weapons, they got everything that they need. But like I told D when we went to that game against them with the Ravens, when they played the Ravens, they're a finesse team, man. They just don't hit hard to me. And they play down to that competition a lot. So I think Arizona's going to have a perfect chance of beating them, especially with J.J. Watt coming back. J.J. Watt's going to lay the woodshed on them. And I think that they had a little slump as well, the Cardinals did. But I think they're going to find a way to beat them. I think they're going to find a way to upset the Rams. And I think the Rams is going home early. And I think the Cardinals is going to find a way to move on, especially with James Conner coming back as well. He's a huge contributor to that offense because he's a touchdown machine. Literally, I know because I had him on fantasy. So I know what James Conner can do for that running game. So, yeah, I think Kyler Murray and them boys is going to take it to the Rams. And I think the Rams is going to be the team that's going to be going home.
Quickly, I know we said the Raiders and the Bengals, but this game also will probably be one of the most watched ones from the weekend that we're excited to probably see. Both teams went all in this offseason, so somebody got to come. I know you can't, tie, but these two teams, one's going to be like definitely NFC Championship. The other team is going to be a disappointment because both teams, I think, made like some huge moves this offseason.
Well, that game's actually going to be next Monday, right?
Monday.
Yeah, it's going to be Monday.
Yep.
First Monday.
Yeah, it's going to be a Monday game.
It's on MLK Day.
Yep. So we'll have NFL and NBA as well. Well, let us know your thoughts, your picks for Super Wild Card Weekend. Of course, the Titans have the number 1 seed in a bye in the AFC, and the Packers have a bye and home field in the NFC, of course. But it's time to get goofy with Crevonte's Goofies of the Week.
Oh!
We're on to something with that. We are on to something with that. You understand? Welcome, good people. Welcome to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Thank you guys for giving me some time to let me tell the world what I thought was goofy this week. I have two. One's a lingering one. Which means was that crusty or was that goofy?
Crusty.
It was goofy crusty.
One has been lingering from last week. Probably early for Goofy of the Year. It's very early though. Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown really knows how to make an exit. Oh wait. Of course, still got my trusty cards. We got Jet Green. Thank the heavens the year is over, and Falcon Red. Thank the heavens the year is over. Your fellow Georgia team is playing right now. Hopefully they can pull it off. Probably
No,
not, but who knows?
no.
Antonio Brown. He really knows how to make an exit, doesn't he? Um, he's one of those guys that. What's the guy's name? Gosh, I can't think of his name. He's like Bruh Man. He comes in wild and he leaves wild. He never comes through the back. He never comes through the front door. He never leaves out the back door. He never leaves out the front door. Never comes through or leave out the same door. Like it's crazy. Like every time he leave the house, he leave out the back door. Like I don't understand. Like bro, you come in through the front door, you leave out the back door everywhere you go. Maybe even the window. At this point, literally Steelers forced his way out of there, jumped out the window. Raiders, all this money. He was so close to getting 30 million guaranteed. He called your boy a cracker and jumped out the attic roof with that one. Goes to New England, goes to a mansion. He walks in a mansion and he still jumps out the window. Calling Bob Kraft off. Yeah, not gonna get into it. Brady leaves New England, takes him with him, comes to Tampa Bay, even though Bruce Arians was reluctant. And he jumps into the water because they was on the ship this time. And he jumps into the water. Wow. But, I mean, you want to talk about biting the hand that feeds you? That's what he did to Tom Brady. That's what he did to Tom Brady. And Tom Brady, you're not supposed to do that to Tom. You're not supposed to do that to Tom. He got you 2 jobs. He got you 2 jobs. He got you 2 jobs in 2 different places. He looked out for you. He let you into his home, and this is how you repaid him. By doing jumping jacks and running off the field and waving to the Jets fans. Shout out to Jet Green. Very, 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 very goofy. Antonio Brown. And the crazy thing about it, Antonio Brown may get another job. He might just get another job. He shouldn't because we're on chance like 5 now. His 5th chance, I think. I lost count. But he shouldn't. He doesn't deserve a job. He's walked over, burned every bridge, every possible bridge that you can walk on, and he's embarrassed literally everybody in his path. Beyond goofy. My next one's gonna go to the Miami Dolphins. It's some organizations that don't deserve nice things. It's some organizations that don't deserve nice things, and the Miami Dolphins are one of them. Even when it looks good, it turns up being sour. I hated how they handled another black brother, another black head coach. Up, swept the Patriots, ended the season on winning 8 of 9 or something crazy like that, and just gave him the boot. And I think it's interesting that if you fire a coach and he instantly becomes the top head coaching candidate, you probably jack that up. I think things will work out better for Brian Flores because again, they didn't deserve him. Brian Flores was a hell of a coach, hell of a defensive mind, hell of a defensive coordinator, hell of a coach, and things were slowly turning around. And I also hate that I think it was a brother that fired him. The GM Chris Greer. Hate to see it. But that's not gonna save his job much longer because wherever the next place Brian Flores goes, he'll last longer there than Chris Greer will in Miami. Because it's yeah, you don't bite your own, man. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, and you don't bite the other people that feed you. But terrible, 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 terrible. But he will land a job. But because he's the number one candidate, he has the option to be very, very picky, which I love for him. Just go somewhere where there's a quarterback. Because as you can see, year after year, you don't have a quarterback, your job is on the line. Unfortunate. Pretty much the same teams make the playoffs every year because they got their guy. But it is what it is. Brian Flores, this is a blessing in disguise. Your next spot will be your best spot, and Miami don't deserve nice things. But that's it. Antonio Brown and the Miami Dolphins. Big time Goofy Red, Falcon Red, Beyond Goofy, Goofies of the Week, Antonio Brown and the Miami Dolphins. Y'all know my line. There's a thin line between Goofy and Great, and this organization and this brother are on the wrong end of it. Got to get it together, brothers. Got to get it together. 2022 is not starting off well, guys.
Hey, Crevonte, let them know how to watch your Goofies of the Year video.
Oh, snap, yeah. I was telling you guys earlier that behind the scenes, this video had been done, but technical difficulties. I found a better way to do things, needless to say, so that is a good thing. But finally, please check out my Goofies of the Year for the year 2021 on our YouTube channel. It's a little extensive because I did 3 and I did a timeline for my top 3. But I think you'll find some enjoyment in it. I think it's funny. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, check it out.
Thank you for that, Crevonte. Make sure you check it out. And as this game goes down to the wire, real quick before we get out of here, Dre, what are your thoughts on this game? Alabama with the ball driving down 8. Do you think they're gonna get a touchdown?
We're gonna do what we do. We're champions over here. Come on now, it's Alabama. We ain't worried. When you have the championship pedigree that this organization has, this institution, you're not worried because we've been here before.
I hate this. I'm dumb.
Dre, shut up, man. Shut up. Dre, it's over. It is a wrap. It's a wrap. Damn
yeah, live reaction. Yes,
game,
yes,
man.
Yes, and yes.
So glad D is not on right now because he'd be over here. He'd be cheering and jumping for joy. Man, you over there talking that bull.
I'm here for you, baby. I'm here for you, baby.
We don't need a review right now. This game is a wrap. It is over. Georgia has won the national championship game. Congratulations to them. They found a way to beat Bama. Bryce Young, I've been watching this game, and he played like straight up garbage, man. A lot of the time, man, and missed a lot of throws, but 2 interceptions. This one was the biggest one of them all. And Bama just didn't show up tonight, man. They started off the game almost, committing a turnover, but it got called back. And it's been a defensive game most of the game. I think one of their best players got hurt during this game.
Yeah, Williams, the wide receiver, Jameson Williams.
Yeah, Georgia came to play, man. I see. I'm a realist, man. Georgia came to play. I thought they was gonna get smacked again by Bama, but they found their weakness.
Where was he throwing?
But I mean, the pass rush for Georgia helped them win this game because they was in Bryce Young's face all game long, and hats off to them. Hats off to the Bulldogs, man. I think Nick Saban's gonna have to wait another year to pass, Bear Bryant to get his 8th championship ring. And it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm gonna be humble. I'm gonna be humble right now. We've been doing the Bama did the roll. Stop
Yeah,
smiling,
yeah.
Crevonte. Stop smiling. They been doing the
There you
roll
go, Miss
tide.
Burke.
We were
There
doing
you
the
go.
roll tide, the whole
Yeah,
time, but
yeah. Huh?
they they getting the roll. They going out. They getting the roll L right now, and they going home with the loss. So Bryce Young will be back next year.
Hell! Go to
Come on, man.
hell!
Stop, man. Stop it, damn it. They gonna get the L, man. They deserve to win.
Huh?
Georgia deserves to win. And damn it, man. Damn it, Bryce. Why you had to throw that
Well,
pick, man?
wait a minute.
We on
Bryce,
live right now. You throwing interceptions and losing national championship games, man. You ain't supposed to be doing that,
I
man.
love it. I
Bryce,
love
Damn
it.
it.
we no,
Go ahead, Bryce.
it's still Alabama. We still talk our stuff. And Crevonte all of a sudden want to join in the roll tide. No. Look, first of all, you don't even like Georgia sports teams. So I don't know what all this Teddy Long dancing that you doing and whatnot, looking like Uncle Raj out there with that move. No,
Because
man.
y'all was doing all that roll tide doing the show, and look at you. Oh, I'm not worried. When you got the championship pedigree, Bright through the big thing.
You couldn't script it any better, Crevonte, right?
That was
I
terrible, man.
love it.
Damn.
I love it. I love it. You could not have scripted. You're right, Byron. Could not have scripted that any better.
Man, I mean, look
Two
at
two
pride.
Georgia
No,
sports teams in
hold
1 year, Crevonte.
hold
The
on.
Braves and
Hey
now
man,
the Georgia Bulldogs.
I think that's enough. I think they debunked my theory. They might have debunked my theory because
You know
I
what?
damn sure didn't think Georgia was going to do it.
You know
But
what? All this is just because our quarterback just played a little subpar today. And I think honestly what happened in this game is that Alabama honestly took Georgia for granted. They probably felt like we beat this team before, we'll beat them again. I think that's what honestly happened within this game. I think they just felt like they could play subpar and was able to they took this team for granted, and that's why Georgia right now are national champions. But don't worry, because like I said, we are Alabama. We are Roll Tide. We have the championship pedigree. I mean, Alabama is like the Patriots. They constantly are in the national championship game, ladies and gentlemen. So it's no need to worry. Alabama will be back. Because they still call it the Alabama Invitational.
This is a good question, Mark. What did happen to the running game?
Well,
Like I
they
said
did. They
before,
haven't
man,
had. They didn't have it this year.
Georgia's
No.
pass rush stopped all that, man. They was in Bryce's face the whole game, so that stopped the running game. It was pretty much a defensive game. They made it into the game that they wanted to make it into, and once Bama was not in their flow, not in their rhythm, it was off the whole. They was off the whole game, off the whole. They had plenty of chances because they was in in the red zone a lot, and they just kept coming up with field goals. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and
Exactly.
make excuses for them.
yes,
They deserve to lose this
that
game today. They played awful. I thought they was going to be able to sneak one, but not tonight. Not tonight, man. Georgia just came with the heat. They came with the game plan, and Nick Saban's going to be, well, as D would call him, Slick Saban's going to be crying tonight because he's catching another L for for the championship game.
You know what, Miss Berkey, that's a good point about them missing their receivers, but also with Mark was asking about the running game, they didn't have a running back this year the way that Alabama has had running backs in the past. So I think that's something for them to improve in the off season if they can recruit a running back like somebody like they've had in the past, like a Derrick Henry or somebody like that. That's a standout as far as Mark Ingram as far as the running game goes for Alabama. You know,
Najee Harris.
so yes, so make sure that they can be able to run the football. Is as old school as that is, but that's what Alabama is. Run the football, play good defense, and the basics make you a championship contender. And that's something that, like I said, they were missing this year. Too much throwing the rock for me. That's not how Alabama would do it.
Well,
Well, also this is the
congratulations.
year. This is the year where they actually have a Heisman Trophy winner who's a quarterback. So they got away from they never do this. So it's interesting that when the chips are all on the table, the way they got there, they couldn't finish. But it happened.
Well, congrats to the Georgia Bulldogs for winning the national championship. First one since 1982, I believe. So big shout
I
out
think the
to
80s.
them.
I think the 80s.
Yeah, it's been a
80
long
or
time.
82.
Thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate you
Hey,
watching.
Tiff,
Get
thank
some
you.
rest. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tell your friends, tell everybody.
Thank you.
But Dre, what can we talk about or can they expect next week, episode 327?
Well, you said next week you want to get into Lakers talk, seeing what's going on with me, Roger, and D's Lakers, and then Clay Thompson, his return. We should put Kyrie in there too, because
Kyrie is
Kyrie,
playing Wednesday on ESPN. Nets Bulls.
because you talk about you can't script me any better. Kyrie, that you can't script that any better. That joke is funny. What's going on with Kyrie Irving
Yes.
right now? I mean, and the Nets.
So we'll be recapping the Super Wild Card weekend. Looking forward to the divisional round, talking some NBA, Lakers, Kyrie, Clay, NBA storylines, Bulls in first place, Wizards. We'll throw it all in there as well. Every Wednesday, we're on all streaming platforms: Google, Spotify, Apple. You can find us, the Flex Zone Podcast, on YouTube. Subscribe, share. Raj, tell the people how to keep up with us as well.
Check us out on YouTube at the Flex Zone Podcast. On YouTube, the Flex Zone Podcast. Subscribe, share with friends. We do this every Monday. A lot of funny things, a lot of goofiness. A lot of stuff that's happening. Championship games, as you can see, by Bama losing. We do it all. We do a lot of things, and we have great opinions about sports, and we try to make it entertaining for you guys. So please, and join us on YouTube at the Flex Zone Podcast. Plenty of more content to come. Plenty of more things to talk about, especially with the Royal Rumble coming up. I'm pretty sure Barbara has something special for that. We're going to have some draft coverage from Crevonte and Byron as well. They're going to pretty much grade who's going to probably be the best prospect that's coming out of college football and some other things as well. But please check us out and continue to keep supporting us and watching us, man, because we're actually starting to pick up some traction, which is really good, and it's a really good look for us. We've been grinding for a hot minute, and I think it's time that we take over the reins of this YouTube thing and start doing some real big work. So we're gonna continue to keep grinding, continue to keep moving forward and pushing and doing what we're supposed to be doing, and we're going to make things very very interesting for the year to come. But also, I want to say this, man. I pretty much I lost I lost a person in my life that molded me from childhood. My grandfather, Otto Stafford. He meant a lot in my life, and him and my grandmother, and um, he it was time for him to go home, man. It was time for him to leave, and that's exactly what he did. He fought. He was 90 years old. Um, Military man, very disciplined, very strict. Didn't never want to disappoint him. Never wanted to get in trouble or anything because he always took care of me when I was little, and he always encouraged me to be a better person. So um, I'm sad that he's gone, but I'm happy that he's no longer suffering and he's able to be up there with the big man. So um, we continue to keep doing big things for him and my grandma and all my grandparents that are still here. Um, I love all of them, and yeah. So um, this is going to conclude the show, um, guys. If y'all got anything else to say, go right ahead.
Thank you for that, Raj. Definitely praying for you. Condolences, my
Yeah.
brother. Executive producer Andre Melton, senior producer
My
Crevonte Hurd. You
condolences,
want to
brother.
donate down below? Cash at the Flex Zone One. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Mark. Thank you,
Thank you,
Tiffany. Thank you, Miss Queen. Thank you, Miss Bates.
Brittany.
Thank you, Lamar, Brittany. I think everybody. Shout out to everybody tuning in, watching, supporting us. Thank you for the love. And we appreciate everything you guys do, Flex Zone family. Next week we'll be back, episode 327. I'm your host, Byron Dixon. Make sure you check out Crevonte's Goofies of the Year on the YouTube as well. We'll be back next week. And until next week, y'all, we gone.
Be gone.
Rest in
Peace.
peace.